Hello, welcome back to the fourth edition of I should get a real name for it if I want to brand it. Cubs Fan Simulation Broadcast Show. I think we have a logo now. Joe will edit it and put it somewhere in there. But yeah, the Cubs are 3-0 in this virtual insanity of a season so far. And at that rate, if you extrapolate that upon an entire season, they would win all the games. So, and also I haven't worn this, or I haven't washed this shirt. But since I've said that now, because it's like, I can't wash it until they lose. Hot coffee. They'll probably lose now that I've said that. The show, why is it trying to get me to do things? Okay. But so anyway, I think it's, the home opener too. Home opener today against the Pittsburgh Pirates, Central Division. Play game. Yes. Play game. Okay. Hybrid. Jose Quintana, who's gonna be the starter today against Trevor Williams. Let's see what we're gonna do with the lineup today. Let's give Wilson a day off. I think Caratini deserves a start, so we'll put him in there. You know what? I'm gonna put Nico Horner in for Kipnis again. Like it or not, that's what we're doing. Chris Bryant is gonna be the leadoff man. Anthony Rizzo in the 2-hole. Let's see, what's Javi's? Javi hasn't done great yet. Yeah, Victor Caratini doesn't have the power that. We'll put Schwarber in the 3-hole. I know a lot of people won't like that I'm putting Ian Happ as the cleanup guy, but guess what? I don't care because I'm doing it. Oh boy. Yes, I think that's what we'll do for today. Unless I want to sub for someone in the outfield. We could put... You know what? Let's just do this. We'll do that. We'll probably put Almora. We'll give Almora a start next game. Probably. Jose Quintana. I'm not drinking tonight yet. We'll see. I don't feel good. I've got kind of a headache and a little warm. I'm not hugely concerned yet, but not sure if I just need to drink water or if I've been drinking less, so the headache's from drinking less. I don't know. Or is it Corona? I mean, I don't like to joke around about it. I hope it's not. But who knows? Wrigley Field opening day at Wrigley Field. Or home opening day. Not opening day, opening day. I mean, it's all fake. But I'm excited. MLB The Show. Chicago Cubs opening day. I don't know what they're... Oh, this is last year's stats, I'm assuming. Jose Quintana getting ready in the pen. Opening day starter. Home opener. I'm going to mess that up so many times. Home opener. Overcast night. Jason Kipnis is running out there even though he's not starting. He says, hey, I'm past my prime. And they're standing. No kneeling. No kneeling. I mean, baseball players don't do it. It's rare anyway. I was being sarcastic. If they kneeled, that would be weird if in a video game they did. If there was some rogue animator that put in some code. Jose Quintana, 13, not. We'll see if the trade that they made with the White Sox for him works out. But I'm thinking the White Sox have Eloy Jimenez and Dylan Cease. And Dylan Cease is looking good in spring training. And Jimenez, Eloy could hit 50 home runs. So, I mean, that's his, I don't want to say his ceiling, but he's good. He's good. But here we go. First pitch of Wrigley opener. It's rainy out. Right out the pitcher. Nicely done. At this rate, he'll pitch 27 pitches and we'll be out of here in half an hour. There's 27 outs. You know. I'm a little hot already. Adam Frazier's up. I could have sworn. I could be wrong, but I thought he was on the Rangers now. Unless it's Todd Frazier. That might be Todd Frazier. I don't know. I'm stupid right now. Like I said, I need to start researching a little better. Instead of just relying on the wealth of my knowledge. I shouldn't say the wealth. Relying on the middle class income of my knowledge. It would be more accurate than saying wealth. Well, after getting the first batter out on one pitch, he goes 3-0 against Frazier. Not a good sign. I'm guessing. I mean, it's raining, so the ball could be slipping. That's not good to walk a batter on 4 straight pitches right after. Yeah, Jose Quintana, he's had flashes of brilliance. He also was an innings eater with the White Sox. I was a big fan of when they made the trade initially. I was a big fan of it. And, or not a big fan, but like, I was behind it. I mean, I'm not behind it. I wasn't the one who did it. But I was like, all right, it made sense. And I thought he still has. I mean, he's starting to get old enough where maybe he hasn't gonna reach any more potential. But I was a fan. Oh boy. All right, nice little pop up. Get him out. Oof. We're gonna talk to Gerald Bronson here later, who doesn't know very much about baseball, so that'll be interesting. He might ask some questions. It'll be fun. I have to pee already, but I'm not gonna yet. I feel like it's too early to leave you alone. To leave the audience alone with my live stream. Ooh, Josh Bell. Hits it right up the middle. Josh Bell last year had a crazy first half of the season. He hit something 20-some home runs maybe the first half of the season and then kind of cooled off. His overall numbers still turned out pretty good, which just shows how crazy his first half of the season was. But we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how he... I mean, so far so good for him this season. All right, 9 pitches in against Colin Moran. I think Colin Moran had a pretty good season, too. I think he maybe flirted with hitting 300 and started to play more and more. Oh, man, that might drop. Oh, it does. Oh, it's going to score one. Yeesh. All right, well, The Pirates take a quick lead.
Batting fifth, the right fielder, Gregory Polanco.
On a kind of a bloop. But he made contact. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with making contact with the ball. After getting a first pitch out, seemingly breezing through the game, Jose Quintana has ran into some problems. Quintana, or Q as his friends call him. There we go, hopefully. All right. Well, could have been worse. Retired on 1 run, 2 hits. 13 pitches. Now Trevor Williams. Ooh, his record was bad last year. I thought he was better than that. I think he maybe started out well. But it looks like the end results. The Pirates have not had great... they don't have a great track record of their pitchers being good. Well, they seem to get rid of pitchers that become really good in other systems. And so I think they fired their whole pitching staff in the offseason and got more analytical. Because Garrett Cole, who's the best pitcher in baseball right now, when he went with the Astros, just suddenly became amazing with the Astros. Tyler Glasnow, who is with the Rays now, he pitched about 60 to 70 innings last year of, had he kept up the rate he was pitching, he was like a sub-2 ERA, striking out batters, really good control. I mean, it was like a Cy Young numbers season. The problem is that it was only for 1/4 of a season. And then he hurt his arm and then barely got to play the rest of the season. But yeah, so the Pirates have been like, well, we're raising our pitchers wrong, is what they've figured out. Oof. 2-2 to Chris Bryant. Hadaway hang in there. Doing the good job of the leadoff man so far is getting some pitches in, letting everyone see what the pitcher's featuring. It's already, I don't want to say it's a success, because if he gets out, that still sucks. But if you're getting, you have the pitcher throw 7 pitches now. That's a good at bat. I don't care who you are. If you have the pitcher throw 7 pitches and you're at bat, you had a pretty good at bat probably. Strike 3 though. And if you have 8 pitches and strike out, it still feels less good, but at least that's still 8 pitches. That's a lot. That's a lot of pitches. If every batter had the pitcher throw 8 pitches, that's 24 pitches an inning. You're getting to the bullpen pretty quick. Conversely, if every batter takes 1 pitch, I don't know why he wouldn't have maybe taken there. That's okay though. Old Kai Schwarbs, he's been a player of the game this one of the games here. I think he has a home run, maybe a double as well. Oh, that was a little high for my taste, but the umpire says, I don't care, Spencer. No one cares about you. You're at home in Iowa City. Ooh, rips it down the line, but fair. Foul. I also realized when I started recording these is that I say ripped down the line foul a lot. Did he go? No go. All right. All right. He's hanging in there 1-2. Also, my hair's not as done up as it had been. Oh, he hits it to the... Oh, is he going to go for 2? He is going for 2. A little risky, but it pays off. He got in there all right. They had the shift on Schwarber, which is something he had struggled with for his average, but I think towards the end of last year, he started to realize he doesn't have to sell out for power. And he can, every now and then, Rizzo does this too, where they'll do a bunt, because they basically forfeit the entire left side of the field to people sometimes when they do the shift. And so sometimes they start people who they do that to, they go, oh, I'm going to bunt it down this area, or I'm going to kind of just slap it this way, because if I hit it anywhere there, I get a single. Which I wish more players would do to persuade teams to do the shift less against them, because a lot of people hate the shift and think that you shouldn't be able to do it. To me, it's just saying, hey, learn how to hit different. Learn how to hit better. Learn how to make contact. They're giving you that whole part of the field. Learn how to hit differently. Adapt. It's all about adapting. The baseball is all about adapting. I mean, that's how it's always been. We're in a weird time right now with baseball where there's a lot of they talk about the 3 outcomes of a strikeout, walk, or home run. That's becoming more and more prevalent. There's a lot more home runs. There's a lot more strikeouts. Also, the ball is maybe juiced up, which is everyone's hitting 30 home runs, and people think the stitching is closer to the ball, and they think it's leaving it's not really much of a conspiracy theory. Everyone kind of thinks that that's the way it is. AAA used the same balls as the MLB last season for the first time ever, and AAA numbers went flippin' bananas. So, hey, it's Heidi Watney. Heidi. Sometimes I don't know how to say words. I turned off the broadcasting for people that aren't me, but it still has her do things. Which is fine. I turn off all the other announcers, but every now and then they just go to her and I can't hear what she's saying. All right. That away, Quintana. Although last time he threw 1 pitch, 1 out, he ran into some trouble. Let's hope he doesn't walk this next batter on 4 pitches. If he does, I will be suspicious of the whole operation. Oh, a bunt! But foul. I'm a little surprised he would try for a bunt there, a bunt single, because then your pitcher comes up. So, are you going to try and bunt over him to second? And then with 2 outs, you're going to try and get a base hit? I think I don't know. I don't like the bunt there, is what I'm saying. I like the strikeout there for sure. Strike 3. I can't tell if that's his hair or if he has was that his hair? Or does he have a towel underneath his helmet protecting his hair? He got his hair done and he doesn't want to mess it up in the rain. Or he got a tattoo on his hair and he can't get it wet. He got a hair tat, can't get it wet. Trevor Williams, the pitcher, is up. I don't know why you should not throw balls. Don't throw balls to the pitcher. There's 2 outs. Quintana, just throw fastballs down the middle. Or curveballs down the middle. Just throw things right there. It's rainy out. It's wet. There's 2 outs. There's no reason not to just throw the pitcher strikes. There we go. 1-2. In case you couldn't hear the umpire there. Hopefully just heat down the middle. Maybe a little inside. Trevor Williams almost made me look dumb because he almost just hit a home run. I mean, it went foul, but he made pretty good contact there. All right, there it is. Much better second inning from Quintana there. 2 strikeouts, no walks. Because 7, 8, 9. Wait, I just did the punchline to a joke without doing the joke. I need more coffee here. Okay. Here's Javi Baez. Not to be confused with Joni Baez, although it is fun to imagine Joni Baez as a professional baseball player. I think. Ooh. Oh, gets through. I don't know if you're going to call it a base hit or an error. You could call it either one, but it's certainly embarrassing. Yes, for the third baseman. They're going to call it an error. Yep. Just to make sure that I acknowledge that it is an error. All right, Jason Hayward's up. I haven't known what the heck to do with him. The first game or two, he was on... Oh, there's Clark the Bear. The Cubs didn't have a mascot for very long. And then they said, hey, we can make more money if we get a mascot. And they, okay. And kids like him, sure. It's fine. It's fine. Ooh, pitch out. Javi does like to run. Javi, he's going, and it was a good pitch to go on, but they still got him. A low ball was a good one to go on. He just got a bad jump. Got a bad jump. Javi plays baseball like it's like watching someone, and this is a compliment. It's like watching a little kid play that's really good, that's like more athletic than everyone else. Because he just does things that when they work make him look like a genius, but when they don't work, it looks really dumb. But I'd say more often than not, he looks good when he does it, and he's so good at making tags. But he hustles and he plays so hard. And like I said, there's times where he does things where it's just like, I can't believe he tried to do that. But yeah, he's a fan. I mean, he's on the cover of the show. So, yeah. Hopefully he'll have a good season this year as well. Ooh, Caratini knocks it down the line, but foul. I need to get a thesaurus. Because Knox is good. I had rips before. Pulls. One I could use. Pulverize. That was just me just extending on pulls. By the way, I might start live streaming this. I'm gonna get a PlayStation 4 camera, and I might. Oh boy! Oh boy! I was like, gosh, he barely hit that, but that's probably about as far as I've ever hit a baseball in my entire life. So it's fair. Nico Horner's up. The person I keep subbing in to play, and he's played so far so good. Played pretty well so far. The Jason Kipnis, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but I'm excited to see what he can do. Ooh, almost got away from him there. Nice little save. Kept the runner from getting to third. Oof. Understandable that he swung at it because with first base open, he might not see a great pitch with 2 outs because they're going to go to the... Well, that's about as good as pitch as you're probably going to get. And a little over-the-shoulder Josh Bell catch. I have to pee really bad. I'll be back in a second. But...
Leading off for the Pirates, the second baseman, number 27.
Count 2 and 2.
What did I miss? Sorry about that. That is... If only I had someone else. And I'm going to call Gerald soon. Also, I don't want anyone else in my apartment. I don't want anyone to see how I live. Adam Frazier's up. Oh, pop up. Oh, and Schwarber. I mean, he jogged toward it. Can you call that running? I believe he's faster than that. That's not me saying he's slow. That's me saying I don't get it. I'm a little upset. And Brian Reynolds rips it into the... Okay. Whew. That's good. I thought that was maybe going to get down. That was right in the gap is what it looked like where it was going to go. They must have been playing him over a little bit.
The first baseman, number 55.
Like a micro shift. Like microdosing, but with shifts. Any microdosers out there? Maybe. I could see that being a big part of my audience is people that just... Actually, I doubt that. Maybe. I don't know. Comment below if you're a microdosing fan. Oof. Bell's 1 for 1. Gotta fart again. Make him throw a couple pitches. 0-2. Probably gonna bury a curveball low because he's been swinging at this low stuff anyway. So might as well just bury a curve, see if you can get him to chase.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
I don't know if it was a curve, but it was an off-speed pitch is what it looked like. I could be wrong. Could just be me wanting to say that.
Nope, outside.
Oh man, it is the 3rd inning. We'll give Gerald a call after. Oh. Some trouble is a brewing. Trouble right here in the Windy City. Yes, sirree. That starts with T, and it's windy. Pool. I don't know. Anyway. Strike to Colin Moran. 277 average. I guess he wasn't that good last year. I mean, that's good. 277 is good. I thought he just was a little... I thought he stood out more, is all. Oh, come on, Quintana. Pick it back up. Pick it back up. Yeah. All right. Quintana has had 3 ground outs go. 3 of the 9 outs have been ground outs to Quintana, which is very rare to have 33% of your outs be coming from ground balls to you. Middle of the 3rd. Top of the 3rd, or bottom of the 3rd now. Jose Quintana. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone. Gonna call Gerald here at the after this. I also just need to make sure that he's good. Just making sure he's there. And not gonna not want to talk. Quintana takes a ball. So 1-2. Swung at strike 3. Would have been strike 3 anyway. That's fine. Trevor Williams' 3rd strikeout of the day. Definitely pitching better than his stats last year would think he would be. But now the order's turned back over. Chris Bryant. Now that he saw him once, like I said, I mean, Chris Bryant had him throw 8 pitches to him last time, so I think he saw him pretty good. Yeah. Let's see how he does. Ooh. He had him. Had him on that one. You had him guessing. Guessing wrong. 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
I was gonna say I hope that it didn't go 3 strikes, because that'd be the opposite almost of what happened. Okay, that's a good. I mean, that wasn't even close into the area, so that's good at least. All right.
Count is full.
Yeah, Moran, even though he hasn't been in much trouble, he still has thrown a lot of pitches. He's 41 pitches into 2 1/3 inning, which is a decent amount. Yeah, and then Bryant puts it in the gap. Is he gonna go for 2? Ooh, good field off. Okay. Good play off the wall. It's harder to say words sometimes than I thought when you get excited and you're watching and you're also trying to commentate. Because I was like, it's the wall, hit ball go, and he throw to try and get runner out. That's like what my brain was thinking. But Anthony Rizzo's up now. The Riz.
Whoa, that's down.
Nobody beats the Riz. Right? Seinfeld? You guys seen that show? Seinfeld? The Riz, no one beats him. All right. 2-0, good eye. Especially, I can't remember who's on. I think it was Schwarber on deck. Schwarber might be on deck. I can't remember if I put Schwarber on the 3 or 4.
That's a ball.
3-0. I'm guessing he has the green light. That being said, I'm guessing he won't swing. I think he's a smart enough hitter where he's going to make him pitch a strike before he goes at anything. Yep.
Ball 4, that pitch is in.
And now Schwarber's up, and he can hopefully deal some damage here and make Trevor regret walking old Anthony. Schwarber had a double in the first. Let's get a triple here. How about? He definitely has some energy left over from when he let that one just sink into the outfield earlier. All right. The crowd's getting a little into it. They're standing. Oof.
Nope, ball 1.
All right, 1-1. One and 2. And with this pitch, Williams hits the half-century mark for pitches for the game. He's at 50 now. That's a lot. How long he stays in the game could be very dependent upon this at-bat. Pirates turn 2. Get Williams out of the jam. Let's call Gerald now. It's Gerald time.
Leading off the pitch, the right fielder, Gregory Polanco.
Hey, this is George Bordello. Hello?
Oh,
Nope.
I'm sorry, I have the wrong number.
Ball 1, no strike.
Alright.
Did Gerald not give me his real number, or did I type it in wrong? Now I feel like a moron. Let's... Oh my goodness. Did he... I can't... Or if that was him messing, I don't think that was 594.
3 balls, 1 strike.
I can't... Was he fucking with me? 319-594-5038.
That's outside, ball 4.
Now batting, catcher,
I'm...
Jacob
You do not have the wrong number, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
You fucking asshole.
Are you the guy who ordered the surf and girth?
Now I can tell it's you, but I really couldn't. You asshole. And then once I looked at the Facebook message, and yeah, well done.
I'm the man of one other voice.
The man of many talents, one of them being one other voice.
Is this live? I'm looking at this thing.
Yes.
Just
But
a
it's like
calendar?
7-6. What? No.
Just a,
No, it should be running right now. Look at that. There should be a live stream. That's what I sent you was the channel. So click on the Spencer L thing, and it should be that channel should be live streaming.
okay, I see it. Oh, I turned the sound off so there's not an echo.
Sure. And you're like 5 to 7 seconds behind my stream. But that's not a huge deal. I mean, we can talk about things as they happen.
You can use that to sell stocks at an advantage.
Exactly. How much would you bet me that this guy is going to get a strike?
I don't know. What does his union say?
He's the players union. It's funny it's funny you brought that up because they did just have an agreement between the players union and the league. Basically, it was like them saying, "What do we do if we don't have a season?" And it was them like agreeing to terms on like if people were gonna become a free agent after next year, they can be, essentially. Like, it's not going to be like, nope, we didn't do a season. It's like, I don't know if they have to pay out the full contract or what it is, but yeah, so basically players get one more year of service time, I think, if they don't have a season. It was crazy, but then also they made it so that that the draft will be like, the draft is usually like 20 or 30 rounds. When they draft players, like amateur draft, they were like, if this year's really short, they're only going to have the draft be like 5 to 10 rounds or something, which is really terrible because, well, and I'm guessing already like college baseball leagues are pretty short, so I'm not even sure if they're going to have those. So there's going to be seniors that like were going to go pro that just are like going to get their degrees and they won't know if they should like enter the draft next year or play another year or what? I don't know. It's nuts.
The draft? You mean to go fight the war
Yes.
in Europe?
Yes.
Is that what you're referring to?
To go fight the
draft?
Kaiser.
Oh, damn Kaiser Wilhelm. We'll get him one of these days.
One of these days in the future. But how you doing, Gerald?
I'm alive.
Yeah, you sound
Jeez,
gruff.
Even in this simulation, the Cubs are losing, so
Yes.
it's an accurate simulation,
Yes.
huh?
Actually, the Cubs are 3-0 in this right now. So they're I haven't washed this shirt that I'm wearing yet. I'd like to say it's solely because of the win streak, but it just is kind of coincidence.
You have superstitions to keep your fake computer team going.
Yes. I mean, I won't, if they continue to win, I won't wash it until they lose.
All right.
Isn't it funny how people, we're so unimportant that we like to put importance on ourselves by saying it's like,
Listen,
it's me.
all the hours and really the years the players spent training, that meant nothing.
Yeah.
I was wearing the right socks.
Exactly. I am superstitious like that, though. Like, I have, we have spots at the Deadwood that are like our seats that I'm like, and this is the shirt that I saw them, I'm pretty sure it's the shirt I saw the Cubs win the World Series in, and like, and that, yeah, that spot has special significance to me. As opposed to unimportant significance. What a stupid, redundant thing to say.
Boy, these people are just poured into these uniforms.
A tall glass of water. Look at all these tall glass of waters being poured into these
So,
uniforms.
Wait, when did the league change to spandex uniforms? Did I miss that?
Yeah, that was something they're talking about in the union agreements here too. Is the owners said that it's like, ooh, rip down the line, but foul. It's a lot like a league of their own where they're trying to make it sexier nowadays,
Let me tell you, I think there would actually more people would watch if there was crying in baseball.
Yeah, do you think so?
Yeah, if he struck out and he just...
Oh, Javier Baez hits it down the line. Doesn't stay fair. It does stay fair. Javier Baez, solo home run, his first of the year. What do you think? Have you seen that yet, Gerald? Did you just see that happen?
Yeah. He just did the replay, and now he's taking a little lap.
Yeah.
And
that's if you were a baseball player, I think you'd be a power hitter, Gerald, because...
Man, look at all these people ignoring the order to not gather.
Yes.
That's more than 10. I haven't counted them, but that's more than 10.
That's fair. That is largely. There's about a crowd of 40,000. Did I tell you when I was at Little Caesars recently and the lady kicked out people that had already paid because there was more than 10 people in the building? I got a hot and ready, and the lady was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. She's like, if you've already paid, please get outside. This is 10 people. This is more than what is allowed. And she was like, she didn't sound like that, but that was a fun voice for me to do.
And then the next second, the coronavirus opened the door.
Yes.
There's 10 people in here?
Ha ha ha! And threw a Molotov cocktail in, and then closed the door and put a chair up against the door so we couldn't get out.
Like a top hat and a cape and he had a long mustache.
I am the coronavirus. Perhaps you've seen pictures of me. He didn't look anything like the picture they show on the news. He didn't look anything like that.
Yeah, he didn't even have the crown.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's part of the problem, is that they don't have an accurate representation of him, and he just comes in out of nowhere. But yeah, so they made the lady, the lady was nice though, where she apologized because she was like, yes, this is insane, but fair. She was like, it is insane that we're doing this, but the world is insane right now.
So when Little Caesar says hot and ready, they mean the fever you get?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. As long as it's pepperoni. I love Little Caesars for what it is fantastic. To walk into a store and pay $5 or $6 for a
large pizza.
For a large pizza, that's done.
Sure.
Yes, and it's cheese or pepperoni.
That is something.
The second baseman,
Yeah,
number
and the CEO is cool. I don't know if it's the current one, but wasn't the CEO of Little Caesars the one that paid for Rosa Parks' rent for a long time?
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard about that?
No, I have not.
And he did it on the DL too, so which it wasn't one of those look at me, I'm help, one of those I'm helping.
Right.
I think he did it anonymously, or else didn't make a big deal about it, and then it came out recently.
Well, depending on what year it was, it would have hurt his business to have that open.
I was gonna say, if it was any time before, anytime before 1980, I don't know how that would fly,
Like one of these balls, huh?
Yep.
Fly
balls? Nice.
Now, help me out here. I'm
Oh.
an expert on baseball.
Yes.
But where is the peach basket that they're trying to get the ball into?
The peach basket? They got rid of that. It doesn't get them 2 points anymore either.
I see they removed the orchard from the outfield there.
Yes. Do you know you'll actually find this interesting, the warning track. Do you know what the warning track is?
Warning track. I did not know what this is.
Okay. You see in the outfield there's that dirt right before the fence?
Mm-hmm.
Where that originated from, I could be wrong here, I was at the Meadowlands, or it was some baseball field where I think there was a horse track, and that was there, and outfielders were like, I like this here because it lets me know I'm about to hit the wall. So like if when they're like concentrating on the ball, if they start to feel dirt, they know where they are relative to the wall. And so then it became a normal thing. I can't remember where it started, but I think it was someplace where it was literally maybe like a horse or a dog track that had that out there. I could be wrong, but I heard that that's where that came from.
And then if they went past that, they had to race the horses.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. And you know what's crazy is at Wrigley Field, like that's just a brick wall that has a bunch of ivy on it. And it's just because it's tradition. Like
they could put cushioning there.
Oh yeah.
They choose not to.
Yes. And like I don't know if it just wouldn't grow on brick or on like some material that wasn't brick well, but like people talk about how because every now and then a rookie will do a play like it's a regular any other wall and they fuck themselves up because they don't realize like, oh, that's just a brick wall that has like brush. So not only does it hurt, it's also like irritating because it's just like a bunch of leaves. Yeah, it's just a bunch of leaves that you run into and then also a brick wall. So like and literally balls get stuck up in there. Like there was one time where a ball, like if the ball goes into the ivy, you like put your hands up and it's an automatic ground rule double. And there was once where like they were looking for the ball and a ball came down and then they like later realized that it was a different ball. So it was like he picked up and they like played it like it was the same ball, but like it was like visibly like it looked like it got stuck up high and the person went down low and another ball that either from a different game or from like batting practice got like stuck in there and just like fell out.
That'd be funny if it hit the wall and like 20 balls fell down.
Yeah.
How do we play?
And then they just allow a bunch of runners on it's just like a multi-ball pinball game all at once.
That's what this game needs.
Yeah. Yes. If they ever needed to spice it up. It'd be interesting if you did if you did a sort of thing, God, I was trying to figure out where you had like two different fields against each other. So there was like no wall, but there were two different fields like 500 feet away from each other with two different games going on at the same time. And you could play the other ball at any point.
Yeah, they're back to back, so anything that goes over the wall goes into the other field.
Yeah, or just no wall. That's what I'm saying is no wall. It's just open, like 430 feet away from each other is like the. But yeah, so what do you, how you, how's the score? Are you still working?
Yeah, for a bit. I still have a little bit of work.
Okay.
Now I'll have a huge vacation for some reason.
Do you have some?
Who knows?
Yes, for some unknown reason. Are you going to get? But you work there enough where do you get PTO?
Yeah.
Or unemployment?
I'll probably be fine with the beefing up of all the unemployment benefits. I'll be fine.
Yes. Chris Bryant knocks it down the line with a little blooper, gets a double. Yeah, part of the thing was the 100% unemployment for 4 months.
That's quite a deal.
It is quite a deal. It's also funny that some people are mad that the people that make like $10 an hour might for 4 months make a little bit more than $10 an hour. Like the people are like angry about that. They aren't mad that people are like living paycheck to paycheck.
Money, they won't be dependent on the wealthy. Don't you understand?
It's so funny because the people are like, they're making more money not working, and it's like the converse of that, of you being angry at that, is people should be making more money than they are already, and that they work shitty jobs and don't make very much money. But yeah, it's amazing to me, especially it's weird to me when people with a lot of money get mad of anything that happens, like of anything that, like, when regardless of what happens to anyone else, their life is going to be amazing with money. There's no way without total economic collapse that their life's going to be affected, and they get mad that people like maybe get assistance. Like, I don't know.
Listen, if you're blind, you better work 50 hours a week flattening boxes. I don't want you sucking off the government's teat. I avoid taxes that pay that money.
Yeah. Oh, your eyes don't work? What are you? Your hands not work? Clean the floor.
Yeah, your hands also broken? Oh, they are? Are your feet also broken?
Oh my God! Really? What happened? You got ears. You could hear. You could hear for people.
You can hear.
I saw Hear No Evil, See No Evil. You get a blind guy and you get a deaf guy and you have them be one person together. That'd be funny if that's what they made people do. They're like, if you were blind or deaf, they match you up with one of the other people, and they're like, we'll pay one of you guys a regular salary.
It's like, I know we have robots that can do this job better than you, but we don't want you not working a horrible wage slave life.
By the way,
Just 'cause of
Kyle
your
Schwarber just hit a home run. I feel like we should,
wow.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's it. And then and look at him showboating,
Yes.
running around the park,
Yes.
showing off.
It's funny because I think you asked me this question once where you were like, could you go around the bases as slow as you wanted to? And I was like, yeah, like I think technically, like, because he watched, like, because that's the thing is like people get mad, like old school players will get mad at players for watching the home run. Like he did there, sort of. Like sometimes people watch the ball leave and like the pitchers will get like take offense and they'll like beat them the next time they come through. But also, yeah, it's funny that sometimes people will do that. Well, they'll just kind of walk slowly for like the first 6 or 7 steps and kind of like stare down the pitcher and look at the ball, and then they'll kind of trot. But it would be really funny just to see a player literally walk around the bases or like run backwards. That would be funny. That's what I want to see, is a player running backwards around.
Surely it's happened where they were getting cocky and then they like tripped and fell on their faces.
Or, there's been times where they've jumped on home plate. Definitely celebrations have had people get injured. There's been, because a lot of times when because home plate could be kind of slippery. I mean, it's play. So I think there's been times where people have like jumped on home plate and like messed up their ankle and stuff like that.
Is there something in their contract that says they don't get paid if they get injured as the result of being a moron?
It's interesting you say that, because Madison Bumgarner, I know that sounds like if Charles Dickens made MLB players, that would be a name is Madison Bumgarner.
May I have some more strikes?
but he luckily they didn't. He was a really good pitcher, but he broke something riding like a moped or a dirt bike, and so he was out for like half the season. And that was the whole thing, is like he said he was like moving furniture or something, but they wondered because they probably could have withheld money from him for that. But the same player, it recently came out, you'll love this because it sounds fake but it's true, is that it's been a very not very well kept secret that he moonlights under a pseudonym at rodeos. Like I don't know if it's as a clown or riding bulls, but he like...
Is he one of the animals?
No. Yeah, he's the bull they ride. But, and then also someone got hurt in the off season last year, or maybe this year, literally where they were at their farm in the Dominican Republic or something, and a wild boar like ran into them.
Wild boar.
Yeah, a wild something like that. Which that seems so made up that it probably really happened. Just to be like, what happened? He was like, I was on my farm and a wild boar attacked me. And you're like, oh, okay. That has to be true, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I want to know where this was, where they have boars running around.
It was in the Dominican Republic, I believe.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, like, it has to be, like, Latin America. It can't be like, I was bitten by a mongoose in Kentucky. Just came out of nowhere. There was a cobra tattoo on my arm, and the mongoose saw it. It's
Oh,
like, oh.
base, ground ball to Baez. Every now and then I'm going to jump back into the commentary. No, well, a lot of players often, a lot of players play winter ball. Whether, I'm not sure the percentage, but a large percentage of players come from the Dominican Republic. A decent amount come from Puerto Rico. And there's a lot of, more and more coming from Cuba. Yeah, there's a winter league in the Dominican Republic.
I saw that episode of Seinfeld. That was George Costanza, right? He made a deal with Cuba.
Yes.
With those baseball players.
Yes. Yes. I some. Is that when Kramer's getting the cigars? Is that the one you're referencing?
I think that's the same episode.
Yes. Okay. You know, what's crazy about that was, because then I think Trump went back on it, and it kind of sucked, but I think the deal in place was, and it is crazy that they were allowed to do it like this, but basically they let the MLB just like decide who could come to the United States. Like the United States was like basically okayed whoever the MLB wanted to come to play baseball here, is what it sounded like. And the Trump administration kind of put a hold on that, and people like were mad about it. But also I was kind of like, I understand both sides. I'm fine with getting the best players over here, but I understand being like, well, you're just going to let a business decide who gets to come here if they're just really good at baseball? Like, I don't know.
I'm sure that won't have an effect on contract negotiations.
I think actually the players, sorry, hold on one sec. Sometimes it says
now pitching for the Pirates.
The players union often doesn't like international signings, is what it feels like. Because obvious, I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel because they've limited. You have there's a cap on what you can sign people for each team for international signings. So a lot of times, so you can't get as many players from Japan or Cuba or Korea, because a decent amount of players do come from there because, or sometimes people that don't make that either don't get drafted here or just aren't happy here will go to Japan and be like standouts there and be like really good. And so then they'll kind of get reevaluated and get signed to a deal to come here.
Yeah, it'd suck if you got called in the manager's office and said, well, we're sending you back. Is AAA? No, Dominican Republic.
Yes. Well, they can't do that. Although it's funny you said, because there's a player for the Cardinals who's now on a minor league deal with the Red Sox. But during spring training, he literally his name's I think it's Yaro Munoz. But he's been like a bench player, but he's been pretty good where like on a lot of teams he'd probably start. And I think he was mad that I think they maybe got a new player, or he just knew he wasn't going to start again this year. And so during spring training, he just took a plane back to the Dominican Republic and didn't tell anybody for a few days. And then somebody was just like, "Where are you?" And he's like, "I quit." And they were and so like the Cardinals just like designated him for assignment, which means that like any other team could pick him up. And I don't know if he cleared waivers and then the Red Sox signed him or what, but I think that's what happened. I think he's on the Red Sox now on a minor league deal.
That shadow is huge on that ball.
Yeah, you do realize the game. It's a gameplay mechanic, I believe, to like let you know
to let you know where it is.
Let you know where it is, so that way when the shadow gets. And also sometimes they hit it 10 miles high into the sun.
1-1.
Does it ever eclipse the sun?
Yes.
Just the whole stadium goes
Just
dark?
darks. Yep. I was trying to think of some sort of eclipse pun to go with baseball, but I can't think of anything. Oof. Victor Caratini's up. I've started him as the catcher because he hasn't started yet this year.
Japanese?
No, he is actually, he's either Puerto Rican or Dominican. I thought he was Italian. I thought he was Italian.
Yeah, it does sound like an Italian name.
Yeah, so I think he's either Dominican or Puerto Rican. I didn't, a lot of times, I've been interested to look up Puerto Rico's history because there's a lot of there's a lot of Puerto Rican names that sound really Italian to me. Because there was Giovanni Soto as a player who I think was from Puerto Rico too. And they spell Giovanni differently than Italian Giovanni, but still there's a lot of, or Giancarlo Stanton is Puerto Rican. So I'm interested to know Puerto Rico's history. I should look into it more to see.
Probably some imperialism they came
Well,
over.
I mean, wasn't Puerto Rico part of the slave? Well, I mean, involved in the slave trade, probably. I mean, like as an island, like where.
Every island was involved.
Sure.
Any
Sure.
island that people went to was now involved in the slave trade.
Fair.
Regardless
Ooh.
of.
Ooh, we may have. Oh, did you just see what just happened there? The strikeout, but if it hits the ground, the runner can go to first if he can get there before they throw the ball to first.
Yeah, I saw he dropped the ball. Is that
Yes.
where that comes from? He
Dropped the ball.
Oh my God! I'm
Yes.
learning things.
You've been saying it all these years and never knew the
I
origin.
thought it was like when your testicle descends.
Yes. I was born with one undescended testicle. Did you know that?
Ah.
4 regular ones and then 1 undescended. No. I was born with 1 erection and 1 undescended testicle. Those are both true statements.
If I had one testicle, I would definitely call my scrotum the catcher's mitt.
Fair. I mean, the other one fell eventually, but it's funny in the video of me being born with the erection. The doctor goes, he's all boy, which is pretty funny. Like that's a real funny thing about the very like. Do you think he's said that before? Do you think that's his stock? Like how often?
Yeah, he figures when's he gonna see him again? He can use his material over and over.
Yeah. You was gonna say.
Like a doctor with a tight 5.
Yes, exactly. A tight 5 seconds of yeah. Because you got to do something in between then and the afterbirth, right? Because the afterbirth really brings the whole mood down.
My cousin just had a kid, and it was like, wow, what a great time to be born.
Yeah, jeez.
Just perfect to be in hospitals.
Yeah.
Now's the only time that I might support a home birth.
Yes. Yeah. Now's the only time where I'd be like, midwife? Okay, I hear you. Like, or literally just like, you want me to boil some towels? I'll boil some towels and come over. Nico Horner's up. He's another person I substitute. He was a rookie. He's still a rookie. He when they brought him up last year because of injuries, he literally he hasn't played any AAA baseball at all. He literally got brought from AA straight up to the majors to play everyday baseball, like be the everyday starter at second base. Or no, it's shortstop actually, because Javier Baez was the one injured. And he did pretty well. He hit like 280. Which is like, I think they drafted him like a year ago. So to only play like a year of minors and then just come up and do pretty good is pretty good.
You're a wordsmith.
I know. There was one of them I recorded where I was like, he chases that like some metaphor and then doesn't get it like the same metaphor or something. Do you have any lines for the baseball movie quotes done like a baseball announcer? It's okay if you don't. I just didn't know if you came up with anything.
You could do the speech from Taken. You know, I have a very special set of skills.
Yeah, you go for it.
I don't have it out in front of
Okay.
me.
I have a very special set of skills. Whereas a very long career with a very special set of skills.
Feliz,
Just let her go.
Is his last name Navidad?
Navidad.
I feel like I heard about him in a song.
Feliz. Cumpleaños. Wait, who's... Oh, Michael Feliz. Navidad. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
Count 1-0.
You know, I just thought that was the Taco John song for the longest time.
That's how powerful advertising is in this country.
It was.
That's
It
what
is.
Don Draper wants you to think.
I know. Cause do you remember those commercials? I wanna wish you a from Taco John. They just added like the from Taco John's. And I
And
was
the Taco John's in town was closed down, supposedly due to health issues.
yeah. I mean, I understand.
Count 2-1.
I get it.
I don't know. I feel at some point I'm like, I don't come here for the cleanliness.
That's true. Like whenever I went to Taco John's, I knew I wasn't gonna feel better later. Like I went there knowing, although, and as weird as this sounds, like I kind of like their chicken burritos. I kind of liked their chicken burritos. Their sauce is terrible. I hate their sauce.
I just like the potato Olays.
The Olays.
That's all
Yes.
that's my thing.
When you want 1,000% of your day's sodium 10 times over, get the potato Olays. I used to get just
Like Sody Yum.
Sodium. Yes. No, what I used to get was just literally a tortilla with it would just have them put cheese in it. They used to just charge me at the one in my hometown. It was just like I just want a tortilla with cheese in it, and they would just charge me $1, and I would just get like 5 of them, and it was fantastic. But yes, but I digress. Oh, Taco John's. What is that now? Is that anything?
I don't know. I don't think they put me. I think it's like it was something. It wasn't like a business. It was like a meeting group or so, like a church group or something.
Ah.
They're like meeting space.
Yeah.
I drove by every day and I don't pay attention. If it doesn't have food in it, I do not pay attention.
You don't want to look at it because you'll cry. You don't want to look at the empty Taco John's and think what could have been.
Ladies and gentlemen,
What's happening? Things are happening.
Yep, we're going into the. God, this might be the 9th inning.
number
Oh, no, it's
56,
at the end of the 7th. Okay.
Oh,
so
did
this is
it?
The 8th.
Okay.
Kyle Ryan. His parents didn't want to spend a lot of money
Yes.
on ink writing
Yes.
his name. It's just,
They said, you know, Ryan's a real normal name. What else can we do that's really bland? And they said, well, that's Kyle. It's Jack Ryan's cousin.
Kyle Ryan.
Can you imagine being Jack Ryan and not being able to like Kyle's a baseball player, and then he was like, "What do you do, Jack?" And you like can't. I'm assuming he can't talk about most of what he has to say. He's like an analyst, right?
Yeah. It's,
Ball
oh, looking at this crowd, they got some nice, just a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, it's the home opener.
I see.
So
Every once in a while, does someone get escorted out of security because they're on the right seats, like they check their tickets?
well, when you first get there, there's people that like control sections that are like basically like posted up at the entrances of sections, and if they remember you, like when you first get there, they'll look at your tickets and tell you where to go.
In the game. I don't care about
Oh, in the
your
game?
real life. I want to see someone get too drunk
And
have
fall.
to be escorted out.
That's funny. Not that I'm aware of.
Streakers run across the field.
Yeah, you know what's funny when they do that now is like I think like to dissuade people from doing it, like the announcers like aren't supposed to talk about it. You know what I mean? And then the cameras don't show it, so you'll just like hear the crowd making noises, and then they'll kind of like either talk about something else or like be kind of quiet, and then you're just like, what's going on? And
I
it's
think they'd want the rating size.
I think it's so that people will be like, oh, what's the point? I'm not going to be on TV even. You know what I mean?
Gotta remove anything exciting from this.
I mean, you'll get arrested.
Excise it.
If you'll get arrested, like you can't go on the field.
No. Baseball field is like international waters.
Anything
you
goes.
do out there.
Well, what's funny is that at other fields, like at Wrigley, I think they still allow it. I'm not sure, but at Wrigley, the thing used to be when there was someone on the other team hit a home run, you were supposed to throw it back. But the rules for the MLB are that if like you throw an object onto the field, like you get kicked out of the game. So I've heard of other people at other stadiums like throwing back a home run, and they get kicked out of the game because you can't throw objects onto the field. Isn't that crazy?
It'd be funny if a home run was caught by a scientist who then immediately started analyzing it to see if they had done anything to make the whole rumor.
They're for sure. The balls are made different. Well, they're basically the stitching on them is finer, or it's closer. It's less off of the ball, so it moves through the air easier. It's funny you say that about scientists. There was a guy who collected. He has like dozens of Barry Bonds home run balls, where he would buy seats statistically, like where he thought Barry Bonds was likely to hit home runs. So like he had a bunch of them. The irony is that I think all those balls are worth so much less now after the whole steroid things.
Yeah, was the scientist taking some kind of like Ritalin or something, performance enhancing, to crunch those numbers?
I mean, sabermetrics tells you a lot of things. You can look at stats and you can tell. That's why like the shift is a thing. Like right now with the Anthony Rizzo's up to bat, look if it shows where the infield's at. Almost all of them will probably be on the right side of the field because he doesn't hit. He's a pull hitter, and so the whole where third base is. We'll see if it happens. He got a hit earlier by hitting it. It was either him or Schwarber hit it down right where the third baseman would traditionally be, but there was no one on that side of the field. We'll see if we'll watch here and we'll see what happens.
I see it's raining. Are there rain delays in the game where you have to stop playing and sit there for 10 minutes?
It's funny you say that because they do rain delays in this where they say it's going to be an X amount rain delay. Do you want to keep this pitcher or warm up another? And then it'll skip to it. But yeah, and that's... Ooh, Rizzo makes contact. See, they're in the shift, or maybe, I don't know. Well, I couldn't tell if they're in the shift, but they probably were.
Okay, I'm just now seeing what you were talking about, so spoiler alert.
Yeah. Sorry. But Kyle Schwarber's up. He just hit that home run earlier. The go-ahead home run. I think it was a go-ahead home run. Or it was either a 2 or 3 run home run. So it was either go-ahead or go-ahead by more. But he's 2 for 3 on the day. Getting some weird feedback here. But yeah.
I don't know if this is exciting as the handheld baseball game I used to have where the little dot would move.
Yeah.
Across the screen. I don't know. This is okay.
Yeah. But that dot, you had to use your imagination, right?
These players get to choose their own bats.
Yes.
Can they like customize them? Do they like
yes.
put their names on them? Is that what it is? Like
yes, because I think because here's the thing. In fact, I think the players do own bats individually. Because when a player throws a bat into the audience, they'll often get it back. Because it's not MLB. It's like owned by the individual player. But whenever they do though, they like almost always will give the person like another bat and sign it and like balls and stuff. So it's like a good deal where they're like, I want this bat back, but you can have this other bat that's like a batting practice bat, and I'll give you like I'll sign a couple balls, stuff like that. But and that being said, because most people use maple bats now, that's why they break.
More delicious
yes.
Pancakes?
Yes.
I gotcha.
Well, because it's one of those things where they think it hits the ball farther. Because that's the thing though is because it has it's got more spring to it, but it also they break way more. That's why you see broken bats all the time now. They used to use ash, and some people still do use ash. I think not very much. But like I know Kusuke Fukudome from Japan used to use like a Japanese ash that was different than all the other players on the team. But most people use maple now, and that's why, like I said, there used to be like one or two, like a bat getting cracked and breaking used to be like kind of rare, like maybe once a game, maybe. Now that like bats break all the time now. I mean, heck, think of in The Natural, like when that bat broke, it was like, oh shit, my bat that I used to make me good broke. You know what I mean? Like it's a big deal. But it happens all the time now. And so, and I remember being like, someone's gonna get stabbed sometime, and that literally happened too to a Cub who was doing really good. I think it was Olt. I think it was his name. He was like, he had a bunch of home runs and was hitting really well. He was on third, like, and he was on offense. He was on third base. Someone's bat broke and it stabbed him in the ribs. Right? And then he got home, I think, like to the home base, and then in the dugout he was bleeding. He punctured a lung. That's how far it went into him. Isn't that crazy? And then when
there was an opportunistic gunman who saw his chance to take a shot right as the bat broke.
Yeah. Well, and then what's crazy is he was doing really well. He was a rookie who was putting up like rookie of the year type numbers. And then when he came back from that, he sucked. And the Cubs traded him after a while. And it was really sad because he was doing really well. Like, I don't know. It's that question of, was he just playing over his head before? Did it physically hurt him? Did he mentally?
Did he keep shielding his lungs while he was playing?
Yeah.
Like he'd only hold the bat with one hand so that he could put his other arm over his lungs.
Well, that's like there's this player who just and he's gonna make the regular season now probably, but he had a 95-mile-per-hour fastball hit him in the face, fractured his jaw, and got a plate put in his face, and everyone's like, and I was very big on this hitter. I wanted him on my fantasy team very much, but everyone's like, oh, he's gonna be back, but it's like the question is like, is he going to be the same? Like, mentally, are you going to be the same after like going through that trauma of like getting hit? Did the Cubs just won? Okay, the Cubs just won. Yes.
Oh, I thought this was the 8th. I must have missed the switch there. It definitely they took a lot of the chaff out, right? Like it just instantly switches to the next inning.
Pretty much. But also they didn't have the like if you're winning and if you're the home team and you're winning in the 9th after you've pitched, you don't play offense because there's no way you can lose. So it's just kind of insult to injury. So Jose Quintana is with the win. 7 innings pitched. 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 5 hits, 1 earned run. Trevor Williams with the loss. A lot of hits, a lot of runs on him. Dan Winkler with the save. Dan Winkler has saved, I don't even know who Dan Winkler is, and he's saved at least 3, if not all of the games.
Isn't that the Fonz?
Yes, it's his son. Saves.
He hits the pitcher and that gets him to start working, something like that.
Hey Dan, what's your favorite stat for pitching? Saves. Player of the game for the second time in 4 games. Or I was just gonna say as many games. I don't know if he was the player of the game last time, but 2 for 4 again. I think that's what he was last time when he was player of the game with a home run and a double. Kyle Schwarber.
Looking at I can only assume he sold his soul to the devil because I'm looking in his eyes and I'm not seeing anything.
Seeing nothing, nothing there. Just lifeless. Just. I know.
Like a doll's eyes.
Yes, like a doll's eye. A Schwarb's eyes, like a doll's eyes.
Until he bites you, and then his eyes roll back.
They go white. Until Schwarber bites you, and then his eyes roll back, and they go white. Old John, have you ever watched that documentary about John Milius?
I have not.
You should watch it, because he wrote that speech. And he did it in like 10 minutes or something. And it's way long, like the original speech is way longer too. But you should definitely check out, John Goodman's character in Big Lebowski is based on John Milius.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, and he acts like that. He's all like, and he wrote Apocalypse Now, and he's kind of, it's weird. He's like, of all those, of like Coppola and Lucas and Spielberg, he was like the crazy right-wing friend who liked guns and motorcycles, but he was like friends with all of them too. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah.
Did he tell him, hey, Spielberg, you're one of the good ones? Is that something he said a lot?
No, I don't think that was. I mean, maybe in closed doors.
I mean, let's be honest. We're talking about the '70s here.
Yes, sure.
You can get away with things.
Sure. Oh yeah. I mean,
less enlightened time.
I mean, yeah. When it's the guy who wrote and did the Conan movies and Red Dawn, it's definitely action. He's an action guy, but he also wrote some good. He also maybe wrote Dirty Harry, like the first Dirty Harry. I could be wrong on that one, but I think he did. So he's all about like the actiony like dialogue, you know, like the "Do you feel lucky, punk?" I think that's him probably. But yeah. Well, Gerald, you joined us for the game. That must have been a quicker game, or else we just had a good time talking. I'm trying to see. I guess
so. The time flew by.
It did. I'm trying to see how long I've been
watching
recording.
The Simpsons this whole time. I just been lying to you.
You have, you bastard. Why is it not showing me how long I've been recording? I hope it's recording.
Usually I'm seeing it, so it must.
No, I mean on my my OBS recorder.
Yeah.
Usually it tells me.
But YouTube will save it for a while if it isn't recording.
Oh yeah. No, it records on that. It records on that. But in fact, I'm gonna. Gerald, thank you for joining us.
Can I plug my upcoming projects?
Sure.
All right. Tomorrow night, you can see me in my room. I won't be wearing much clothing.
Mm-hmm.
But, and then the following night, if you look outside your window at night, there's a pretty good chance I'll be there.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
Leave it unlocked.
Tomorrow night, are you gonna leave your blinds open? For us to see you?
That's right, yes. Yeah.
Do you just like to know that someone's watching? That's the only way you can get off?
I'll do like a quick change thing where every time I open up, I'm wearing a different outfit.
That would be funny. Oh, that's a funny sketch where like someone who's like peeping on someone else and they keep changing clothes and the peeping Tom is like, what a weirdo. Like...
If you're a peeping Tom and you witness a murder, do you finish masturbating first before you call the police? I never seen Rear Window.
I mean, it'd be hard to report. You know, it'd be hard to have a clear head with an erection, right?
Yeah, it's hard to dial with just the one hand.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that would be funny. A Rear Window, but it's just a guy jerking off, and he's like. He doesn't call right away because he doesn't want to be like, oh. I'm sure they've done that. What was Suburbia? Was that what it's called?
I don't think I've seen this show.
The show was a movie. The one with Shia LaBeouf, where they like got sued by Rear Window because it's like the same movie where he's like, but it's him being like on house arrest, but it's the same movie, but it's just him being on house arrest instead of him having a broken leg.
I thought because it was Shia LaBeouf, it was that he was mentally disabled instead of physically.
Yeesh. Not gonna go with that. On that, I guess we'll call it a night, Gerald. Unless you have any baseball jokes you want to get out of the way.
Oh, let me see here. Let's see. Box score. I thought we were watching baseball. Is this Queensbury rules?
Very nice, Gerald. Well, all right. Well, I'll talk to you later, sir.
Yes.
Take care.
Good night.
Bye. Oh my goodness. Well, that's it. Thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll keep doing it a few times here. And Cubs win. Cubs are 4-0. I guess I can't wash this shirt yet. Thanks for watching, peoples. Have a good night. Take care.